Micho, I've been a good little boy this year.
You know what every good little boy does? They make lists. Did you make a list?
I got a wish list for Papa Arrowhead.
You got a wish list for Pop Arrowhead? Do you want to share it with me and all the other children?
All right, so we made a wish list of things we wanted for Papa Arrowhead. Right?
And
We love
wait,
this
the
game.
caveat was they're doable. These aren't like too far fetched ideas, right? These are things that we want to see be incorporated into the game that are kind of realistic, right?
Okay, we tried to stay grounded. We started with things that are very simple up front that we think the community generally wants, and then we kind of expanded our imagination a little bit. But we tried to stay grounded, and where we're not grounded, we'll bring it back down to reality.
Let's do it, dude. Coming in hot at number 10.
Number 10. I think everybody wants this. Loadouts.
You know I do.
I think it's just a given. We don't have to spend too much time on this, but we want loadouts. And we know they're coming, but like give me a couple per faction at least.
Dude, I'm going to be honest with you. I'll be satisfied with one loadout per faction if that's all they'll grant me. Just give me something. I'll take anything.
I think that one loadout per faction would be cool, but I would like several because I want to just keep things saved, just like I do in Call of Duty.
No, I dig on it. That's a reasonable number 10. I think we can all agree on that.
All right, number 9. You already know what this one is.
Fucking, could I just say it?
Yeah.
Polly Pocket. You
Yes,
want to be
sir.
able to play dress up better than you do now.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Can
sir.
you expand on that? Can you elaborate?
Colors. I want colors. I want to be able to mix and match my armor, whatever fancy way I want. I want to be able to change the color. I can now make my weapon match. I want to make my car match, my weapon, my gun, my helmet, my cape, all of it.
All right. I'm sure a lot of people agree with you on that, yeah?
Yeah, I think so too. That's pretty simple. Number 8.
What the hell is number 8? Isn't it...
Mission organization.
Yeah, dude. Stop making me scroll. I don't... Listen, I just get frustrated. I've been playing the game a long time now. I don't know about everybody else, but I don't like scrolling through the planets to find the mission that I want, and then like clicking from operation to operation to find it. No, just give me a list. Just give me a condensed list, and let me just pick from there, and let me just get on with my life.
Okay, so a little bit I think this is an us problem because we look for very specific missions to do very specific things.
Yeah.
But generally I do think it would be helpful to have like a list where it's like, okay, I want to do a defense mission. So it'll give me a list of all the defense missions that are available across the planets, and it can be like, oh, hey, this one is included in an operation with an ICBM and something else, just like some nice UI. But please don't get rid of what we have because it's cool. It's a novel idea, but once the novelty fades, let me pick the mission that I want to pick, the very particular type. And I think it's more than just like preference. It's also, I have 20 minutes to get a drop in. I need to find a 20-minute mission, and I don't want to go hunting for it. Or maybe I want a couple 20-minute missions back to back,
Yeah.
I think there is definitely some valuable stuff they could do with the mission organization. But this next one, number 7, that's your idea. So explain this one. What's this one?
Ship upgrades?
Ship upgrades.
Dude, yeah. Let's just improve quality of life once we go back to our ship. I want more things to do. A few things, and I think this list can go on, and I'd love to hear other people's take on this, particularly within the confines of what you want in your ship.
Mm-hmm.
But I want like leaderboard displays. I'd love a terminal where like I can look at myself and my friend's KD, dependent upon the faction, just for the sake of comparison. Just a simple little archive tool that like just lets me see data and information pertaining to my performance and the performance of my fellow squad mates.
Well, I would say it doesn't even have to be new information. The information that's already there that I can see for myself.
Correct.
Just let me see that for my friends.
Yeah, bingo. Just let's access a terminal so we can just shit on each other and compare. That's fun.
One thing would be like a terminal that had some kind of game lore or maybe story archive kind of thing.
Yeah, something that kind of archived just the story as far as like the major orders have been told to us since we started playing, and just how events have unfolded from the beginning all the way till now. It'd just be nice to see that because I'm fascinated with the lore, however like minimal it may be. I'm still very much interested in it, and being able to just relive that, even if it just means me doing a little reading, I see no reason why that can't be on the ship.
You know what would be
Uh,
cool too,
mhm.
and maybe this is a stretch, but if that same archive included like the videos that play on the TV screen, so you could like go watch them.
Yeah, yes, the things that happen on the newscast when you're lucky enough to see it happen on that big screen. Let me just access those vids again because they're cool to see. Another thing that would be cool on the ship is if we had some type of UI that allowed us to create factions or like clubs or like just specialized squads within the Super Earth army, but we just had our own little club name. You know what I mean?
You know what would be cool? Because I feel like that would take you outside of like, the democracy and the super earth and your
Mm-hmm.
one army. What if like, how we already have titles that come with war bonds?
Yeah.
Like super soldier, like truth enforcer, that sort
Yeah.
of thing. What if that was just your faction? And you could have competitions between the factions where it's like, leaderboards of like which faction got the most bug kills and which faction got the most this.
Exactly. I just want stuff like that. I want to be able to compare myself to the other players. I just want to see where we stand. It'd be cool to see, you know?
Yeah, just like kind of a community hub, like a social aspect to the game.
Correct. And it doesn't have to be a lot, just minimal. Just something else to do on the ship. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really care too much about any of that. Like, it's fine if they don't give it to us. Like, the whole reason for me to bring up ship upgrades in general is please, 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 I just want a little faccia bella. All right, I just want a beautiful moon maiden to greet me after I just blood, sweat, and tears. I was decapitated. I've died. I watched my teammates die. I'm a wreck. And I finished my mission. Operation's over. I'm coming back to the ship.
Mhm.
I please get this bald-headed bit. I'm over this broad. She is a pixelated monstrosity. She's got. Listen, all right, fine. I'm a dude. I can't help. Forgive me, but she needs an ass. Like, or give her hair for the love of God. Like, she looks like a GI Joe action figure, a boy one, and I need morale support. And this is the best way you're going to give it to me. Do you understand the performance I would provide in battle if I just had a little bit more mommy time?
All right, all right. Let me give you something real for the ship, kind of related. Number 6. Let's talk about a firing range. I want to shoot my gun on the ship.
I would love it. It would just give us an ability to play with all these weapons, do a little target practice, maybe a little competition, a little friendly banter opportunity. It'd be a blast to have it to a firing range.
So I've thought about this, and it has to be something that needs to be, or something that can be accessible from the ship, right?
Yeah,
like,
I think it's just another corridor. I mean, the ship's pretty big, right? We have a little bit more maneuvering room, huh?
I think that it should be like a VR headset kind of situation. Like you go into a special corridor, and your Helldiver puts on like another helmet on top, like a bigger. You've ever seen Spaceballs?
Dude, yes, absolutely.
He puts on a Spaceball size Helldiver helmet.
Yeah.
And then you're transported like visually into a simulation, and that simulation you can spawn an enemy type, and you can shoot your guns and through a stratagem.
Oh, brother, nail on the head.
That sounds awesome.
It does sound awesome. Quite frankly, you made me happy in the pants. Pretty good.
Cool. Hell yeah. Number 5.
Number 5, dude. What is number 5?
The SEAF boys.
The SEAF boys, dude. Spoiled us with the last update. That one of my favorite aspects of defending Super Earth is a little SEAF soldiers.
Having them follow you around and compliment you.
Yeah, man. Your own little squad. Absolutely, yes. Just make it a stratagem. Let 4 of them land in a hell pod and follow you around until they die. And maybe you can only call it in like 2 or 3 times in the same fashion you can only call it in an exosuit 2 or 3 times.
Oh, interesting. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So it's not like you can just spawn these guys indefinitely. But obviously have a decent respawn rate, so you can't like spawn a little army and you can't cheese it. But technically you can, because if we all brought these things and then launched them at the same time, we would have our own little militia on planet. And I didn't even think about that until right now. But that sounds so goddamn cool.
Well, so two things. One, I don't think it can be SEAF soldiers. I think there needs to be a Helldiver. Like, you need to have like backup Helldivers on you, I think. Because
Yeah.
the SEAF soldiers outside of Super seems weird. Number 4, we've talked about this before. Bosses.
Yeah, man. I just if you really want to spoil me, which is what this wish list is about, it'd be great to have a dedicated, actual, large-scale boss unit per faction. Whether that's its own mission type or it happens randomly and a boss just appears and changes the course of your game. I would love a dedicated boss battle exchange for each faction.
Well, so the last time we talked about this, we had the conversation before convoys were a thing, and convoys kind of filled that void a little bit. But what we were really going for with boss battles were like, we want this enemy that we can hunt down and track throughout the match. But I think today, when we talked about it again, we talked about bosses in a different way, almost as if they hunt you down and they scramble your mess. So if you've ever played Diablo 4, the Butcher, and you know the Butcher from Heroes of the Storm.
Heroes of the Storm. Yeah.
Heroes of the Storm.
He's a menace, man.
The Butcher, if I'm not mistaken, he was a surprise boss in one of the earlier Diablo games. He was definitely a boss in Diablo 2. And in Diablo 4, he randomly ambushes you whenever you enter a dungeon or a particular zone. And he's supposed to be this really hard thing to beat. And if you beat him, it's supposed to be really satisfying. You get his weapon, blah, 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 right? But the fact of the matter is he finds you in situations where you're already swarmed and you're already crammed. Can you just imagine, like, you're on a planet, you're fighting some bugs, you're in the gloom, you're all surrounded by bugs everywhere, and then all of a sudden, like, you're on your last limb, and all of a sudden something comes out of the ground, and it's just this huge
just
beast
something massive. A genuine hive lord.
Yeah. And you're just, oh, dude, you're on your own. Good luck, dude. Good
That's
luck.
it. Like, you're trying to launch an ICBM, and it just derails that. Like, damn the ICBM. Now you're dealing with me.
The chaos that would bring.
Yeah, brother. I want that. I crave that. For each faction, I think it'd be doable.
Number 3,
air combat. Dude, I don't think it's too far-fetched, and I think this can be a layered conversation, but just bear with me. Give us air capabilities. I'm not saying, like, give us a fighter jet that just can go ultrasonic speed of sound and carpet bomb huge areas, even though, okay, that'd be sweet. I'm thinking like a World War I vintage fighter plane where it's manned by 2 people, a pilot and a gunner. And you can only find it, or maybe you can spawn it as a stratagem, maybe once, maybe twice, and just give me the ability to fly in the air and shoot stuff and just explore the map like that. And then that would create or propel a need to create more air unit enemies or enemy types, or increase the number of them in some way, shape, or form. Or it doesn't even need to be a fighter plane. It can just be a transport. It can just be one guy flying, and the rest of us can just get in like this cargo area and just be transported around the map. Or we don't even have to pilot it. If you don't want to give us that ability, you actually gave me this idea where you can call it in as a stratagem, and you can be picked up by a pelican. It basically just summons a pelican, and we can get in the pelican, but we can tell the pelican where to take us on the map, and it will take us. Anything like that, I think, would just be stellar.
That would... So as far as the, like, plane that you're flying around, I know that Arrowhead, before they made Helldivers 2, was planning on making a first-person flight game, like flight combat, and I think that got scrapped.
Interesting.
So I don't know if that's in the realm of possibilities in Helldivers. But yeah, like that, a transport ship would be really cool. Like, maybe you call it in and it can take you from one location to another, but then it goes away, and like you have to call in another one. So it's just like kind of a one-time taxi to a different end of the map. Or like maybe you drop samples super far away and you want to get to extraction, so you run to the samples and then you transport back to the ship, something like that.
Correct.
Or AC-130 from Modern Warfare 2.
Yes.
Someone else is flying that bitch. I'm just shooting.
You have an arsenal at your disposal, and you can just stay up there until you run out of ammo.
Dude, I feel like a pelican comes down, you get into it, and then it takes you up, and then boom, now you're overlooking and just shooting things down.
I've emancipated, my lord.
Let's talk about number 2.
What do we got?
I think a lot of the community wants this. Stealth. I want stealth. I know there's stealth in the game. I know there's the scout armor, but I want a stealth armor that like leans into the stealth more than the scout armor leans into recon.
Yeah.
And I just think that would be incredible. I want like stealth options. I want a secondary that I can kill things with and it won't alert other enemies. I want a sniper that's like actually an effective sniper rifle. You know, not like some cool plasma gun. I want a sniper rifle.
No, a large projectile like semi-automatic.
Yeah.
Bolt action.
With a scope on it. Like a fucking scope, you know?
Yeah.
I think it would just add so much to this game for me. I already try to play a little bit on my own and kind of, you know, hit side objectives while my teammates are hitting the main objectives. So playing stealth and being able to not alert things would just make my day.
I think it's an excellent idea, and I do think there's a lot of people that would really jive with that. It would give Papa Arrowhead opportunity to maybe, I don't know, make it a war bond. So there's just multiple items that kind of feed into that stealth aspect.
I will say, though, there needs to, if they do implement this, and I think this is probably the reason it's taking them so long, is there needs to be consequences for stealth.
Yeah,
so,
you can't cheese it.
Right, because if they add stealth to the game and there's just armor where like it doesn't alert bug breaches or you killing an enemy doesn't alert another enemy kind of thing, like something like that, if you can cheese it, then the game's broken and it's not fun. So I think a consequence of that should be like, yeah, you can't be alerted by killing an enemy, but if an enemy spots you when you've killed another enemy, like it doubles the bug breaches on you or something like that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you just can't make it too powerful. Even if it just makes you move quicker, even if the armor is just like light-footed, and your footsteps don't make noise, or something like that. You know, it could be something subtle that isn't so overbearing on the game.
What about number 1? The good old number 1. This is a great idea, by the way. It's your idea, and I think it's great.
I think it would be very exciting if it happened, and I would be complete. And that's, you know how you have bug nests, and you have to eradicate bug nests?
Yeah.
Right, the eggs. You have to kill them. That's just above ground. We are fighting bugs, correct?
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, don't bugs really like the dirt, the ground, underneath the surface?
They literally come out of the holes.
Yeah. So what if you had a mission type where you had to go and eradicate a hive in some way, shape, or form? This means you traverse underground. The map is different. You are no longer above ground, and you're in this cave network, tunnel network, underground, God knows what, and you have to fight your way into a hive and destroy it. I was thinking this can be twofold. It gives you the ability to, okay, maybe here's a boss unit. Here's the Hive Queen or something like that, and you have to fight this large-scale enemy unit in its territory. Mm-hmm. Or you and your fellow Helldivers are like transporting a specialized hell bomb from mission start. And remember, you can't call in stratagems, you're underground. So whatever you can bring, your whole loadout would be different for this, I think. So I don't know the ins and outs of all of it, but you're transporting a hell bomb manually, like through this network, and you have to get this bomb to a certain point and then activate it. Mm-hmm. And then you have like 3 minutes to run back and escape. Just something like that where you're going up against an underground hive of bugs. I want that in some way, shape, or form.
Well, so I want to keep going on this idea, but just to be clear, we're talking about bugs, but you can reskin this for the other factions easily.
Easily. It works for any faction, I think.
For the automatons, it's an underground bunker. And for the Illuminate, it's an underground bunker. Like, it's the same thing. You know, it doesn't really matter. That's our top 10. those are the things we want to see in the next year or so from Arrowhead. What do you guys want to see? What is your number one thing that you want to see? And what is your favorite thing from our list?